Morning. It's dawn. 6:30 in the morning. We've been cosy all night, and now it's the morning time. One of the best things about waking up in the van is that you can just open the doors and let the sun stream in. Brilliant. Oh, so nice. Just cozy here, beside you here. Have a wee moment, we spend a little while here, chilling.
David81 says, "Good morning, brother. Great view to wake up to."
Good morning, yeah, it is. Good morning, how are you doing? Perfect, picked the right spot with regards to getting the sunrise coming up over the hill there. Just literally coming up over the hill and hitting the van. It's warming me up. I can feel it on my face. It's so nice. See I'm still in my cozy bed. It's good. How are you doing, Dave? Where are you in the world? Are you up early in the UK, or are you somewhere else? Is it very early in the morning for you, in the morning somewhere at night? It's amazing, in the grass, all the spiders' webs I can see.
David81 says, "I'm good, thank you. I'm in sunny southwest Wales, Pembrokeshire."
Very nice, very nice. So you're having an early morning. Very nice. Funny how it says Pembrokeshire, isn't it? Got some Pembrokeshire genes myself. Spent a bit of time down in Wales. I went to live in a place called Machynlleth, which is near Aberystwyth, for a while, and been down to Tenby and all along the sort of south coast, I suppose. And into Pembroke Castle and stuff.
David81 says, "Is such a beautiful part of the country, isn't it? I'm 2 miles from Tenby."
Oh, very nice. Yeah, so my mum was born in Tenby. My grandfather used to own a big hotel in Tenby, right on the, like, looking out over onto the sea, onto the bay there. And so it was weird. My mum and it was actually my auntie passed away, and they wanted to scatter her ashes down there, so we went and we stayed in that hotel that my granddad used to own, and my mum stayed in the room that she was born in. In the hotel. Mad. Tenby's quite pretty. Quite like it, Tenby.
David81 says, "Wonderful memories."
It's good down there. We went to the big archway on the beach, like down on the coast. It's pretty cool. Just trying to get my eyes to focus in the right directions. And then I'm going to take you on a bit of a walk. We're going to go for a bit of a wander about. Just kind of waiting for the sun to get up a wee bit as well and start warming everything up.
David81 says, is this a camper conversion you have? Been looking at vans for me and my youngest.
It's not really a conversion, no, it's just a van that I've made a little kind of like a bed frame for, basically, which has got my tools and stuff inside it. And then I've got an inflatable mattress on top of that. And wrap that up in some blankets and stuff with a duvet on it, and it's just great. Because if I need to, I can just take that bed frame out, and then, you know, I can get my sofa in the van and various things, the big things that I need in my life. Basically, I can move my whole life in this van. Not in one trip, though. Got too many records. Records take up probably...
David81 says, cheaper option and works. Plenty of blankets is all that's needed, haha.
Yeah. So, I find it to be very good, actually. I have in the past not had this as well. I've just put a big double mattress in the bottom, which is also good. It just depends on what sort of trips you're doing, you know. If you're doing quite a long-term things, like a week or something like that, it's not really long-term, but, you know, more than an overnight or two, then you probably need to have your bed raised so you can put things under it, equipment and food and various things, which means that the head height that you've got is reduced. Of course, I thought about these things before I bought the van, and I could have got a slightly larger one with a higher top, but I wanted to be as economical as possible, and I didn't want to create lots of drag with having a high top. So I went for the stealth low top kind of thing, and yeah, that's me resting up against the bulkhead, and happy days. I set up, as you know, it's quite close to the roof, but this is very chill. It's very nice.
David81 says, well, you look comfortable.
Yeah, it's a bit chilly. It's moist. It was cold last night, because it was a clear sky. There's moisture all over the water. I can see dewdrops everywhere here. But that's all going to start evaporating pretty quick, I think. It was funny, literally, just before 6 o'clock when I put the alarm on for 6 o'clock, because that was sunrise. You could hear the cuckoo starting. Cuckoo, cuckoo. And I was like, oh, there's my cuckoo clock. And then there was a bird on the roof, standing on the roof. And it's like they were all going, time to get up. It's time to get up, Andy. It's 6 o'clock. It's good. Probably take the hood down then. Oh, that's lovely. Can you hear the cuckoo? Cuckoo. So, for me to...
David81 says, I shall be back shortly. I have a child waking up already.
Okay. I am.
Gentle Jungle says, oh, morning.
Good morning, Gentle Jungle. That's the second time I've called you Jungle. Jenkle Jungle. Sorry, Gentle. Sorry.
Lol grinning face with squinting eyes.
It's cozy time in the van with the sunrise. It's very nice. But I was looking for my...
Yalla, there you are.
Yay! There I am. Here I am. Oh, looking for some breakfast. That's what I'm looking for. Snack time. Must be late for you, Gentle. What are you, 6 hours?
Gentle Jungle says, the freedom of sleeping anywhere. That's so nice.
Yeah, it's good.
No, it's just 1130 p.m.
All right. 1130, I love it. 11:30. So you're more than 6 hours behind you, 7 hours behind you. So it's dark there, it's not even, it's still yesterday. Fantastic. It's still Saturday. Well, it's Sunday here now. And just getting my eyes in the right, facing in the right directions, warming up here in the van.
Gentle Jungle says, may the Fouth be with you.
Oh, it's May the 4th.
Fourth lol.
Amazing. May the Fouth. May the Fouth. May the 4th be with us. Nice.
Damn, I haven't even had vodka yet.
Well, thanks for being with us. Yesterday as well. It was nice to see you with us.
Gentle Jungle says, you're like the happy morning PPL when I'm finally leaving the rave. Feeling like a rave troll.
And I'm like, hi, morning. Yeah, that's me. I'm the DJ that DJs and then goes to bed and then gets up in the morning and is fresh-faced or not really that fresh-faced, but sprightly, and people are like coming back, like, and all the face paint and makeup is all running down their faces and covered, and they've hugged each other far too many times, and it's like they have a shared amount of makeup.
Gentle Jungle says, lol.
Sometimes you meet the best characters actually at that time in the morning.
You can I do without much sleep normally. True.
So the idea was to go for a bit of a dawn walk. There's a blackbird just out there eating things. It looks like there might be some smaller birds kind of flittering around, doing their thing. One of the nice things about being in a van is that the birds are not that worried about you. They're just like, yeah, that van's been there for ages. It's not doing anything, it's all good. I start walking around, they're going to be like, there's a person.
Gentle Jungle says, so soothing just seeing this view with you. I just caught a deep breath. Needed that.
Oh. I wave to you with my feet. Never done a heart hands with my feet before. I don't think I can do that. I need to stretch my toes a bit. Heart toes. There you go, I'm doing heart toes in the bed here.
I keep switching words, what the heck.
So yeah, I just wanted to let the
Happy feet.
let the sun come up a wee bit before we go for our walk. Because it'll just be a bit warmer and maybe a bit nicer for me, anyway. Pleased that we've got the sun just streaming in the van. This is good. I like it a lot. It's one of the best things about having a nice park up somewhere and just open the van doors and you're in this amazing place. Yeah. Sometimes it can be dark when you arrive in spots as well, or nearly dark, and you don't really get a chance to explore. And then all of a sudden, wow, look at this. You know?
Gentle Jungle says, I need more nature time.
E-Town looks like it's got some nice parks and stuff. It's got a big river there, doesn't it? Is it not very natural? Looks quite tree covered from Nikki.
Thank you for being an inspiration. Yes, huge river valley.
Oh, thanks, Jungle. It's very, very nice of you to say such lovely things. It's great that you're here as well. We're going to have fun this summer. So I hope you're up for joining me. This week looks like it might be the best week of the year coming up. It's full sun for a full week. And we don't get many of those.
Gentle Jungle says, definitely. I'm happy to be back with my Twitch family.
Oh, I'm really pleased about that. It sounds like the birds are waking
Gentle
up.
Jungle says, but yeah, I find I connect so well with so many others in the chosen little pocket of lovely beings. So many similarities.
That's because you're a good bean.
I hate interrupting you.
You're a nice bean, that's why. Birds, what's the saying? Birds of a feather flock together or something like that? That's quite nice. You get some hillside. You get to see the sun.
Gentle Jungle says, oh wow.
It's pretty nice. If I extend the leg slightly on this one, I've got you guys on my mini tripod here. You can get a bit of sky as well. There you go. Like that, it's probably even safer for you.
Gentle Jungle says, more deep sighs.
Yeah, the birds are going off right now. Lovely. Right, so what I need to do is find my boots, clean my teeth, do the stuff, the morning stuff. For a little wander. Still a bit moist. Definitely got a bit of a chill in the air. But that'll go away pretty soon, I think, once the sun gets up. Hopefully.
Funky Nicky and E-Town call me gentle in real life, haha.
Aw. Well, you seem like that. The gentlest, wriggliest drum and bass dancer.
Gentle Jungle says, hehehehe.
Oh, you do wriggle well, it has to be said. So we didn't do too well with the bat detecting last night. I maybe wasn't as active as we could have been. But we did, there were a few bats flying around. We did get the bat detector working with, I think they were pipistrelles based on the way the call was coming in, the echolocation. So,
Gentle Jungle says, I love bats dang.
yeah, bats are great, aren't they? So yeah, there's a chance we might see an adder or something this time in the morning, warming itself up on a rock or something. Small chance, but there's a chance. So I think we should quickly go for a walk up the hill, have a little look around, and then I think we need to wander along the road a little bit, see if anybody's heating themselves up on the side of the road. We often do that. They sit in the grass or whatever, just find a wee spot and then just
Gentle Jungle says, cute.
yeah, I mean, I think they are quite cool. It's not often that people, you obviously like snakes. Not many people would go cute to a snake, but I think it is. I think they are quite cute. Are definitely nice looking things. Right, let's get the gimbal out. Oh, I'll need to get your fluffy muff. It's so fluffy. So fluffy. Oh, hello, spider. I think it was a spider. Maybe it was a flider. Uh-oh. No, don't want to cancel.
Gentle Jungle says, and yes, I think spiders and snakes are cute too.
Cool. That's it. We're sorted. Fantastic. Is that a thing? Do people with dark eyes not get bothered by the sun as much? I suppose that's probably a thing. Makes sense.
Gentle Jungle says, yes.
Little blue car. Okay, we're locked up. Let's go for a little wander up this way. Get a bit of a view around about. Oh, cool. Straight away. I think this plant's called lousewort. I can't remember. There's quite a lot of it here.
Gentle Jungle says, pretty.
It is. Need to go and have a little look at my upland plants book. But it means just be careful for snakes, because this is a nice wee spot for them actually.
Gentle Jungle says, almost thought it was a ghost plant.
Love to see an adder again. Not seen one for a while now. I had a year of watching adders basically. Managed to film them twice, which was great. When Soek and I were together, just after we finished up one of our streams up at Fort William, I was just kind of putting things away, and there was a slow worm, which looks like a snake, but apparently it's a lizard still. It's not a full snake. It looks like a snake, but apparently in a skeletal way, they still have the legs and stuff under the skin, which is kind of odd, but yeah, they're kind of bronze, those things. Beautiful. So, who makes these? Do you know who makes those?
Gentle Jungle says, OMG big animal.
No, a small animal. What? Is that a spider in my eyelash? Or a fly in my eyebrow? I'm not sure. Waving at you. So yeah, there's been a lot of tree planting here. There's lots of young conifers coming up, which is nice. Loads of skylarks. Hello, sun. Hello, sun. Very nice. I hope you're getting the sounds. So the animal that made that is a mole. A wee Maudie. That was Maudie.
Gentle Jungle says, wow, just an epic photograph in every angle.
Basically, yeah. That's me on the wide angle. So there's a big wind farm over there. That's you on the 3x zoom, so not the best quality, but pretty good. Go past the sun quick. You hear geese? I wonder if there's a pond up that way. There was some ducks that came flying over last night. Do you remember? I wonder if they...
Gentle Jungle says, haha the honkers.
Can you hear that? So... let's go and see if there's a pond or a water course or something up there. A wee loch. See if we can find ourselves in a spot where we can listen to panoramic bird call. Oh, this is what it's about. Summertime. Oh, yes, is that? I think it is. It is. So here's another wee plant, which is indicative of. This is tormental. Or tormental. Indicative of acid ground. Acid ground. Nice. So I think this is this bit of track that I'm on here. I have a feeling that this was maybe used while they were doing some replanting or something on this site. And it's overgrown now to a nice degree. It's definitely a bit wet as well in there, because just by looking here I can see that there's some cotton grass in there. Let's see if I can zoom in on some cotton grass for you. So you see that white stuff there beside the rock? That's cotton grass. And then there's some more kind of just in there and amongst that. You can see the little white fluffy bits. So that's telling me that it's boggy in there, it's wet. Yeah. Oh, there's the geese there, flying.
Gentle Jungle says, we get so many geese here.
Interesting, that was they were Canada geese. Can you hear that cuckoo? Cuckoo. Let's go see if we can see a cuckoo. Let's go for a little wander down here. So cuckoos. Oh, oh, you're over there. It was throwing its voice. I could have sworn that it was down here. Interesting. Car coming, I can hear it coming from behind me.
Gentle Jungle says, I can't think of when I've heard a live cuckoo.
So did you hear it? You did hear it. That's amazing.
Yeah. The audio is really good.
Brilliant. That's what this one is all about, this stream. So that is a willow warbler. Starts up high. Yeah. And these trees here are willow trees. They come all the way from Africa, along with her buddies, the chiff-chaffs.
Gentle Jungle says, I heard the spider on your eyelash saying tickle tickle.
Can you hear that one that sounds like a grasshopper? That's a cow.
Yes.
So what type of warbler do you think sounds like a grasshopper?
LOLOK, I wondered if it was a cow.
You heard the cow.
No idea.
It's a warbler. Sounds like a grasshopper. What would you call it?
Grasshopper warbler.
Spot on. Well done, Gentle Jungle. You must be an expert.
Lol.
Look at these. These are pink or red campion. Depends on what school you come from. And they're pretty plants. There's another plant that looks a bit like these called ragged robin, but it's got much more sort of spindly petals. And there's, on the beach beside where I live, there's a white version of this. It's low cropped to the ground. It's sea campion. So for everyone, show you, I'm shadowing it. Don't want to overshadow it. We shall look a bit more at the campions as we go forwards. This is a nice place for willow warblers. It's just what's called scrub. So it's kind of transitional woodland. In some ways, sometimes if it's really wet, most, like actual forests won't really be very happy, but the willow loves the wet. The cuckoo is so loud. Just double checking that it's.
Gentle Jungle says, I love weeping willows.
Oh yeah. Gentle's moist. Lovely. Yeah, it's moist here. It's a wet wood. Oh, it's so nice listening to them. It's up there in the tree. It's hard to see it. Just a little tiny wee brown bird. That's actually a silver birch tree. Birch seem to be, they're quite pioneering trees. They seem to be able to stand quite a lot of different conditions.
Gentle Jungle says, goes up tree, finds a clock.
It was funny this morning, like literally like 6 o'clock in the morning. Cuckoo. My cuckoo clock. Oh. These birds make the best noises. Is that water there? There's some form of... I think it might be a stone wall, actually. Yeah, it is. That was confusing. It looked like a reflective surface through the trees. There's a lot of pollen in the atmosphere. I can feel it affecting my respiratory. Part of me's like, look closer for the snakes. Probably already walked past one, that's probably why. Tweet. I hear nuthatch. No, I don't think it's a nuthatch. It just sounded a bit like a nuthatch. I think it's a song thrush, actually. It is a song thrush. So song thrushes have got quite large repertoires, and they copy other creatures as well, other birds and stuff, with their repertoires. So they do one little call, a little phrase, and then they move on to the next one, and then another call, and then they move on to the next one. So this looks like a really nice field for grassland fungi. There's a pretty one just coming up. Some more of it here.
Gentle Jungle says, oh pretty.
It's good here. No beasts in this field, which is good. Oh, what's this? Pigeon. You can see for miles around, so good for bird watching. Using the telescope and stuff. You know, if we wanted to come and look for birds of prey, example. This might be a good shout. And see if there's anybody around the rocks.
Gentle Jungle says, "Ah, the land is so gorgeous. Why for birds of prey? Good ground visibility?"
Exactly. Any snakes? Any snakes? These old walls that you can see, we call them dry stone dikes. Well, that's their English name. Dry stone dike. A stain, a stone, a stain. It's what we call them. They don't have anything holding them together. They're just built by balancing. Kind of Jenga. And it's they're quite fun to make, these walls. You see them all over Scotland and the north of England, and in many ways they're a habitat in themselves. The bluebells in the sun, isn't that nice? So these look like they're dainty enough to be the native bluebells. Native bluebells are quite dainty looking. Here's your Spanish bluebells that are more stocky looking. So this looks like a well-rubbed bit of tree. You can see it's got sheep wool on it. So one of the things you can do as part of foraging is that you can gather wool like this from fences and things like that. And then you can basically get a stick. And you can start to make it into, by twisting it. If you've got a wee twisty stick, you can twist it around, twist it around and twist it around. And then you can start to make yarn from found wool. You can see this is starting to look like a string now that I'm pulling at it and twisting it at the same time. And so you can just do that, and then you can get bits and you can add them all together, and then you can start making your woolly something, your woolly socks or whatever, your scarf or whatever out of found wool. So yeah, foraging is something that can be done. This stuff here is also forageable. This is hawthorn. this plant. And hawthorn is, let's see if we can just make sure there's no spiders. Don't want to eat a spider as well. You just graze hawthorn leaves. You can just eat them. Nice with a bit of cheese.
Gentle Jungle says, what does it taste like?
A little bit of me thought that there might be a very, very slightly peppery taste to it. So you hear that chink, chink, chink? That's a chaffinch. You probably know that noise. I think chaffinches are quite common all over the world. Chink, chink, chink. I wonder if their little warning call is just like, oh, there's a dude. Not used to dudes. Bing, bing, bing.
Gentle Jungle says, yes, familiar.
So they also have a call which is a bit like the willow warbler call that starts up high and then goes down low. There's a bit of a difference though. The chaffinch at the end of it will always go wee wee at the end. The last part of the call will be a little wee woo. Wee woo. Nice rock. Nice lichen on the rock. Cool. So these rocks look like they're erratics. Erratics are big boulders that were left by the glaciers when the glaciers left. And they're not from the same. They're not generally erratics are not from the same location that they are left in. They come from somewhere else. And they basically rumble along under the glacier, or as part of it, and then when the glacier melts, they get left behind. So there's a where I am in the shadow there, the shadow in the wall. It looks like a passing point for wildlife. If you look at the wall, you notice how the bracken and stuff has all been kind of pressed up against the wall and into the wall. Suggests that this is the crossing point for stuff. It would make sense. Probably deer.
Gentle Jungle says, stuff, big stuff.
Big stuff like deer, yeah. Maybe badgers as well, which is maybe why it's flattened out, because badgers are quite low to the ground. You can see like over here, it's kind of that bit of the moss on this bit of wood has been, like there's moss here on the side of the wood, but here, kind of in line with the flattened stuff, it's all been kind of, the moss has been kind of rubbed off, which suggests that something with a low tummy has been going over that and rubbing the moss off with its tummy. Badger vibes, basically. There's some more hawthorn. Flowers are out a little bit more. Oh, they are fully out, these ones. Oh, lovely. Let's look at some unshadowed ones. So hawthorn flowers turn a bit pink. And apparently they are, you can make things out of the hawthorn flowers. You can make stuff out of the
Gentle
hawthorn
Jungle
berries as
says,
well.
good for so many things. Heart health, antioxidants.
Interesting that the warblers and stuff seem to be more up this end. As you can probably hear now.
You're a giraffe.
Thanks, honey. I need a bit more out to the back here to be a giraffe. That looks like a bit of hazel. Nice.
OMG.
Let's have a look. Let's see if we can do a bit of ID. Without touching that tree, it might be an elm, it might be a young elm, but it looks kind of hazily as well. I always kind of find that elms and hazels kind of look very similar. And difference between them is quite significant if you touch the leaves. Elm leaves are very rough, a bit like a cat's tongue or shark skin or something. Whereas great noises. Let's go and find the gate and for a little wander down the other direction. Yeah, this field looks like it would be great for fungus. It's just, yeah, it looks well manured by sheep, and looks like the rabbits in here as well. What you need is rabbits and sheep really for good fungi. Cows are a bit how do you call it? Big-footed, and you can just trample them. Horses same, and good thing about cows is that they, when they eat, they wrap their tongue around the grass and pool, so it creates different lengths of grass, which is great for habitat. What have we got here? Stitchworts. Amazing. I like stitchworts. They're pretty. So yeah, for good fungus you want, I say good fungus, I'm talking about the ones I like to photograph, wax caps. You need well fertilised ground, but not in a kind of intensive way. So they do need the nutrients. Short grass, older the better. The most. If you.
Gentle Jungle says, I'm learning so much.
Oh yeah. Thank you. If you improve the grassland, basically by improvement is something that is done by adding fertiliser. So yeah, if you enrich the soil like that, it can not be very good for wildflowers and fungi and things like that. It's just too high in concentration, I think. Either that or the plants just grow so much that there's no, the fungus is there, but it's not coming out to play. Fungus lives under the ground. So. Blah, 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 blah. Try not to vomit, fact vomit. Sometimes get into this situation where...
Gentle Jungle says, cow tongues, shark skin and a gentle giant.
So, this is something you see quite a lot. I really like it. Do you see what this is? It's a fence post at the gate here. And there's a little rowan tree. It's self-seeded inside the rotting post. Because it's obviously rotting away, so it's a bit like soil in there. So it's taking advantage of that little opportunity. It's got itself a little plant pot. And so I think it's a lovely thing to see wee trees growing out of old trees. Like this. A rowan is known as a mountain ash because it's got these multiple leaflets on each leaf, same as the ash tree does. Hi little ash. Hi little mountain ash. Otherwise known as the rowan. Right, let's get back over the gate and go for a wee wander up the other way. Willows can be quite hard to tell apart from each other because they hybridize a lot. They might have some clear indications. This one, as you can see, is covered in these little pussy willow at the moment. The catkins. See the catkins, some of them are just coming out and others are a bit spent. They've already been in the rain. Lovely things. Fluffy. And that's what gets me. That's one of the things that gets me with the old hay fever, is the willow pollen. Because all those little fluffy things are covered in pollen, the male part of the plant. It makes me sniffy. And then in the winter, I get a bit as well. Well, not really in the winter, but kind of like around the autumn time. And I think that is probably spore fever rather than hay fever. Spore fever is when all the fungus comes out in the autumn time. There's loads of spores in the air. we don't really talk about that much. Sometimes on the weather forecast you might see as well as the pollen index, they do sometimes
Gentle
offer a
Jungle
snow
says,
index.
snow mold for me. Spore fever I think is what saying.
Yeah. Fresh plates. Hi, brother. Oi, oi. How are you, my friend? I woke up at 6 o'clock this morning and I thought, wonder if Fresh Plates is on yet. So I had a look.
Fresh Plates says, hello and welcome bro, it's good to see you out wandering about.
Thank you. It's good to be out. I got woken up by a cuckoo this morning. Cuckoo. We're out looking at...
It looks like a beautiful morning.
It is. And as Gentle Jungle was saying, may the 4th be with you. So we're out listening to the dawn chorus, basically. Listening to, that's a willow warbler. One that sounds like a grasshopper. Gentle Jungle got it right first time.
Fresh Plates says, and with you.
Warbler. So we're going to do this a lot. Fresh Plates. Last weekend I did
Neat old stone wall.
an accreditation, and now an official. We're in something called the UNESCO Galloway and Southern Ayrshire Biosphere. So I'm now an official UNESCO Galloway and Southern Ayrshire guide, and so all this stuff that I'm doing on, it's all official digital guiding. So we're getting closer to the dream. So we're just talking to Gentle. We call these...
Fresh Plates says, that's awesome.
We call these dry stone dikes. So as you can see, there's no mortar or anything holding it together. It's just basically all balanced on each other. And yeah, they're fun to make. There's different ways of doing it. Usually what people do is at the bottom they create 2 layers with a gap in the middle, and then means that if it starts to fall apart, it probably will kind of crumble into the gap a little bit, and maybe will stay up. And then once you're pretty much done, once you're at the height you want, then they put, I think they call them coping stones. I'm not entirely sure if that's correct though. You put slightly different stones on the top. And what's amazing about these walls is that most of them have been created from stone that's just been found lying around very close to them as well. And so I suppose it's probably a lot of glacial till, which is like the rocks basically that get deposited by, not the same as erratics.
Fresh Plates says, have they been there a long time?
Yes. Yeah. The hundreds of years. These walls, and they're all around the countryside. In North England, in Yorkshire, where Galvatron is, and Becky Safe. I think Sheffield.
Badass.
Sheffield is very close to Yorkshire anyway, I think. They have really, like the fields are quite small, the individual fields, and so they have so many walls. It's like fantastic, and it must have been such a huge undertaking as well. Squads and squads of people out making walls. So there's the trusty steed. Hey Harris, you enjoying it? You enjoying your wee adventure with me? She likes some adventure. That's Harris. Gorgeous. Just you're gorgeous. I feel very safe in my wee van. She's done me proud. And see, this looks like a or is this alder? Well, no, this is a willow as well. It's coming out a lot later than the other ones. You can see the buds up there. I think it's a willow anyway. It doesn't have... A little bit of me's going, it might be an alder, Andy, but I don't think it is.
Gentle Jungle says, Om is the sound of the universe, of course you're safe.
Exactly. SG-12, Stargate 12. 12's the day of the month when I was born as well, so it all seemed very serendipitous. So yeah, I don't know if you can see fresh plates, but these walls go and go and go and go. They're right across the landscape. Do you see there? Down there, and it goes off and all the way you can see over on that hillside.
Fresh Plates says, OHH wow.
Yeah, the walls are everywhere, basically. Just basically sorting out the landscape. But yeah, they do go for a long,
Gentle
long
Jungle
way.
says, I love long views like this. Fresh Plates says, beautiful.
So we've heard a couple of, there's a wee, interesting, there's like a water channel there. I was saying we're looking for a water course. There is a bit of water in here. Can you see the water? It's like a wee water channel. And I just heard a little plopping noise. Which I've not heard for a long time. And that plopping sound is indicative of a water vole. And that would be the ideal place for water voles to live. Just made me think there might be some frog spawn around as well. Not seen any frog spawn this year. Have you seen any frog spawn yet? Maybe if we find a wee watery area, we might see some frog spawn or something. That'd be cool. Oh, that's not so cool. People have been parking here and dumping their rubbish.
Fresh Plates says, I found a tiny little frog while camping last week.
Nice. So the frogs and the toads and the newts and stuff, all the amphibians, they all hibernate, and it's usually once the nighttime temperature gets above 4 or 5 degrees, then that's them, they're fully active. I can hear the geese again. there they are, flying there. Oh yeah, willow leaves are lovely and soft when they first come out, which you might expect as well if you have ever touched some pussy willow, how soft that is. You can hear ducks as well over to the left. I've got a feeling that there's maybe they're using that little water channel as a place to nest. Because it might widen up at some point in the woodland. There's a nice plant over here. Member of the pea family. Scotch broom. So it looks like a gorse bush, but it's rather than a gorse bush, it doesn't have, so it's not so spiky. It does kind of have spikes, these kind of elongated stems, but it's not as spiky as a gorse bush. Does it smell like? It doesn't smell like coconut either. It's got a nice smell to it, but
Gentle Jungle says, it looks like it smells good.
it does smell good. What are you? Something growing in the bog here, and I'm not sure what it is. Gonna have to think about that. It looks a bit like silverweed on stalks. So silverweed is something you get at the beach, kind of low to the ground, and that looks kind of similar, but again, it's like it's standing up. Look at this. This is amazing. This is a photographic moment. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? See them all down there, all curled up, thinking about coming up. This one's unfurling itself. Pretty, pretty. I hear ducks. Here comes a car. Fast. There's a lot of wild raspberry here as well. raspberry is a very upright plant. Whereas, that van's got a smelly exhaust. Here's an interesting one for everyone, particularly at this size. This is another foraging one. Nice. So, this stuff here is rosebay willow herb. And at this time of year, let's see if I can get a bit out without getting too stung by the nettles. Come on, out you come. Oh well, it broke. At this time of year, it's very fleshy, basically. And you can eat this, basically. Particularly the in bit, the inner piece. It's very, see this white sort of stuff in the centre. Take the outside bit off, get the bit in the middle. It's like a bit peppery. A bit like cucumber or something, like peppery cucumber. And so you can basically get your stalks like this, take the leaves off, steam it with some butter and steam it with some, and put some butter basically on it with some pepper and stuff. And yeah, it's, as I say, people call it poor man's asparagus. It's good. And there it is.
Gentle Jungle says, yum.
There's a lot of it, basically, as you can see here. There's loads of it. It grows very thickly together, but once it gets big.
You had me at peppery, and then steam with butter even better.
Once it gets big, it gets like this. See, it gets woody. That's last year's stuff here.
Fresh Plates says, I was thinking it looks kinda like asparagus.
Yeah, it says here, that's it. So, you have to get it while it's fresh and new before it. There you go, and that's a bit of a better one. While it's fresh and new. And what's great is if you find a patch like this, cut it back down to the ground, leave all the roots intact, build your raised bed around it to protect it, and then put soil in it to about, I don't know, the depth of about 12 inches or something like that. Then what has to happen is this bit here has to grow through that 12 inches of soil before it comes out. It's when it hits the oxygen that it starts to get woody. So by putting like that in a bed and giving it that 12 inches of depth of soil, you end up with these nice fleshy stems that you can eat. So you can, it's quite a good permaculture plant for cultivating if you want to cultivate your weeds. Nettles is, you see the nettles grow in amongst it nicely, so you can grow your nettles and grow your medicine and your food in the same spot. And even when the rosebay willow herb is a bit older, you can still get some of the centre pith out of it before it gets too woody. Interesting, there's a kind of slime in here amongst it as well. I wonder if that's good on a burn. Burns, there's like, I'm basically just having a wee bit of breakfast here while we're at it. Coming just to stay here so it doesn't get too freaked out. I think the centre bit's the best bit. It's got the kind of stringy
Gentle Jungle says,
Stringy
like
bits at the
aloe
side.
goo.
Yeah, a bit like aloe goo, yeah. So, dock leaves have also got a lot of aloe, that kind of gooey stuff in it, which is good for burns, good for stings. So this is dock here. That one there, dock leaf. And there's a kind of legend that, you know, basically they grow next to nettles. So yeah, there's some nettles there, but they don't always grow next to nettles. So that's a bit. But yeah, the if you dig down, and I'm not going to do it just now, but I might do it later on in the year when we get a taller plant. You can kind of go down into the stem where the leaves kind of start coming out of the stem, and in those little apexes or whatever you call them, there's a jelly stuff, which is good for if you get stung by nettles or something. You can yeah. So put it on your sting, sort of thing. So as you can see, there's loads of rosebud willow here. It's just everywhere.
Gentle Jungle says, mucilage.
It's stretched across Europe during the wars. Basically, because it's airborne. The seeds are airborne, so it gets everywhere. It's in the seed bank everywhere. If you disturb the soil, then it's one of the plants that comes up usually. And so it's got pink flowers, and because it would appear where the bombs had dropped and the houses had burnt and stuff, it got its name fireweed. So oh, look, marsh marigold, nice. What else is down here? Look, don't know if you can see this, but in the grass here, can you see? I'm going to walk along here, and then, oh, there's a tiny little path. It's not a path made by a person. It's a path made by a creature. So let's have a wee look. Because there's some tracas Nutella at the bottom, some mud. Where there's mud, there might be footprints. So it's kind of they're kind of pointy. Some of these tracks. They look a bit like, some of them are quite round as well. Interesting. No, nothing obvious. That does kind of look like a dog print, that one there. Might be fox. You can see the track goes up there and under the fence there. Sometimes what you can do is look on fences and around fences like this for hares that are on things, and sometimes you see little tufts of hairs and you can then decipher from them. But I'm looking over there and I'm seeing the track going over there, and it's quite low to the ground. All of this seems to be quite low to the ground tracks. Like, as in the ground's been scuffed away. So, again, my hunch is it's badgers, but I'd like some better tracks than these. They're a bit squished in, if that makes sense. You know, because it's moist. Anyway, while we're down here, this is the marsh marigold. Isn't that nice? By the trickly river here. And there's some meadowsweet and stuff in there as well, but we'll look at meadowsweet another day. Oh, that was good. Now that I've started eating things, my tummy is like, why don't you get some actual breakfast? So, here we are, up at a person's house. So, it's like they've got a wee bothy or something at the back with a burner and stuff. That looks nice. Oh, bumblebees. I hear bumblebees in the willow here. Can you hear the buzz? The buzzy, buzzy bees.
Gentle Jungle says, yes, can hear.
Was not freaking you out. I suddenly realised that not everybody's like, oh, bees. Some people are more like, ah. I know if my friend Sharon, which Kamal and I work with. So I remember I was saying that I just distracted. She doesn't like flying things. She gets a bit freaked out. So I said that there was something in the bog that looked like silverweed, but kind of on stalks. So this is silverweed. And so you can see it's slightly silvery. It's its name. So it might be that it is some form of silverweed. You can get different types of these things sometimes. Well, there's some marsh marigolds down there as well, that's nice. Maybe we can get down to them and get a wee close up. Nice. Marsh marigolds. They've got lovely heart-shaped leaves. They can be quite big. This is just a little dainty version. So yeah, in these upland habitats like this, the water voles use these little water courses. So you see this little water course here trickles off across the landscape. A wee burn. And they're just perfect for wee water voles. Look at this lovely, these lovely things in the light. It's been burnt though, this one, which is a bit weird. Do that the second time.
Gentle Jungle says, Sherlock.
Yeah, well, just looking at the ground here, the ground here's been scorched a bit as well. And yeah, interesting. It's they've maybe just been trying to control the bracken or something by burning it. I don't know. It's burnt all along here as well, so interesting. Maybe this is what's been going. Maybe that's what's been happening. So this stuff here, this is Japanese knotweed.
Gentle Jungle says, oh, I know that one. Naughty bugger. All
Yeah.
over Vancouver, too.
Yeah, so it's there's maybe been trying to eradicate it here. Either that, or it's taken advantage. And but yeah, this needs to get rid of. It takes 10 years or more often of treating areas with this and working on it to try and get rid of it, and it can spread a lot. So yeah, it's problematic, and it's good if councils GPS tag stuff like this so they can come and deal with it. But often they don't until it's way too late. So it's illegal to without the
Gentle
right
Jungle
licenses
says, really good medicinally though.
to deal with it. All right. So what's it good for? I heard that it was good for Lyme's disease. Interestingly, what's it? What have you heard about its medicinal qualities? Yeah, there's burnt stuff down here as well. It must have been.
Gentle Jungle says, you're immune modulating. So cancer even.
Interesting. It's getting busier now, this road, isn't it? Now it's getting to a more like, it must be getting close to 8 o'clock now or something. There's a wee party hut over there for us.
Gentle Jungle says, resveratrol too. Like the extract from grapes.
Needs a wee roof though. Interesting. So is it the root? How do you use it? Do you have to like boil it up or?
Gentle Jungle says, I think it's the stalks and boiled.
That kind of makes sense. It kind of looks a bit like rhubarb, doesn't it? I reckon you could probably make something a bit like rhubarb with it. Right, let's go and look at this plant again. Try and get a picture of it on the VOD so I can look it up. Wow, the depth of this moss beside this wall is ridiculous.
Gentle Jungle says, yes, it apparently tastes like rhubarb.
See this moss here? It looks like it's the ground, but if you put your foot on it, it's not the ground. It's just massive moss build-up. Right, so the plant I'm trying to see is in the picture now. You see, in amongst the horsetail, there are other more kind of silvery leaves on red stalks. That's what I'm looking at. I feel I should know what that is. It's got like a five leaf spread at the end of each like stalk. And looks a bit like silverweed, but isn't silverweed. Yeah, it's tricky. I've got a feeling it's quite a cool plant. I can't remember what it is. There's some more of it down there. Do you see it right in the middle? Once you see that stuff in the middle, you can sort of see more of it there.
Gentle Jungle says, "You cute little leaf bits."
Yeah. There's a bit more up there as well. Interesting. I wonder if I was to go to the other side of this bit of bog here, what would we do? We'd go up there to the gate and then come back. What I'm thinking is there might be some on the other side of this wet patch that's more accessible. We're going to go and look.